Welcome into Off the Radar every Tuesday and Thursday at 4:45, taking a look at some stories that otherwise we might not really make mention of or talk about much, but they are stories around the world of sports and of interest to some. How much have y'all read about this ESPN anchor drama?
Whoa, my.
Jeez Louise. ESPN has announced that Malika Andrews is going to replace Rachel Nichols at the NBA Finals. She will work, Malika Andrews, the sidelines for the upcoming finals. They also announced that Andrews would replace Nichols, or they announced that, but this all follows a leaked video, which apparently, because I was trying to figure out how it got leaked, apparently like her phone connected with like the studio or something, and so it aired in the studio is apparently how this, because otherwise I was thinking, well, the person she was having a conversation with just put it out there, what a jerk. But no, I think it actually was like a connection thing. But basically what it was she was on a leaked video, and she was talking about Maria Taylor, who is in the midst of a contract negotiation with ESPN. That's a whole nother piece of drama they got going on right now. But Rachel Nichols was basically saying that they're giving Maria Taylor all these different assignments, but she wants the NBA Finals are her thing, and she was upset that they were kind of pushing Maria Taylor, and she even made a crack about them trying to make up for their decades of a lack of diversity by trying to basically do everything right now with Maria Taylor. So she's been called a racist, and people are upset at her because, you know, she was saying unflattering things about Taylor, even though it's not really about Taylor. But basically, this video comes out. Feathers are ruffled at ESPN. Nichols has apparently reached out to Maria Taylor about these comments to no avail, but she is off the sidelines, and she has been replaced for the NBA Finals by Malika Andrews. So we'll see where this goes from here. But, I would imagine one, if not both, might be gone from ESPN soon because of Taylor's contract.
No, Taylor won't be gone.
If they don't want to pay her $9 million a year, she'll be gone.
No, yeah, and she's, they have Stephen A. Smith money and then everybody else.
But the thing at ESPN,
do they have to keep her now?
Well, here, I don't know. I mean, maybe this might be part of all that, but Maria Taylor was offered $8 million, bet on herself, and then COVID happened, and they came back with $3 million. So now she's, I think, asked for $9 million, and they said, well, how about $3 million? So this could all be part of this, where they are painted into a corner of keeping her. But again, they don't have to. And ESPN has fired so many people or let go and not renewed contracts. Why would they be painted in
their corner? Because this then becomes, you don't want to keep her because she's not worth $9 million. Of course, she's worth whatever they want to pay.
Live by that sword, ESPN. Die by that sword, ESPN. Yeah. I mean, you're the one that helped as much as any other media outlet that's not a broadcast news company. You help fuel the dissension and the stuff that we're all talking about on a daily basis now. And they were doing so in a very, I think at times, harmful way, intentionally, and it blew up in their face. And so now, maybe they have kind of painted themselves in this corner, but Maria Taylor, her contract's up later, I think this month, right? At the end of the month. So we'll see if she gets the big payday, especially after this. But Rachel Nichols is still doing The Jump, the NBA show, and apparently had an apology at the beginning of it, apologizing to Maria Taylor and all this stuff.
Very awkward. It was very awkward. And then they made Kendrick Perkins and Richard Jefferson. And Jefferson, Kendrick Perkins kind of defended Rachel Nichols, not for what she said, but how she's been with him. And then Richard Jefferson was like, we're not done talking about this. Like, what the hell? God.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry, apparently Nichols' camera, it actually automatically would upload all of its recordings to a cloud that ESPN had access to, and someone at ESPN took their phone and actually recorded that and leaked it.
Okay,
so someone else is probably losing their job.
I would think so.
And I know we got more to get to, and then also, but I brought this up, Paul. Is this not a lawsuit waiting to happen for Rachel Nichols' privacy?
It is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's in a hotel in the bubble, which is owned by
Disney.
Who owns?
The ESPN.
And there's a video or camera, which they all know is there, but at the same time, that's private information. All of a sudden,
I would think so. I mean, and thank you for explaining that, Jack. That's kind of what I'd said, but that was how it actually. So, there was a punk involved in this situation who's like, let me go record this and get this out there. And they've now created this whole disturbance. But, no response from Maria Taylor. So, anchor drama. Meanwhile, tonight, it will be game 1 of the finals. Milwaukee and the Phoenix Suns starting the series off.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
One of my big beefs.
I just hate that Giannis is hurt. And,
Well, he is going to be a game time decision. I was going to get to that. He is, not a for sure thing to play, but questionable is an upgrade that they have given him. So we'll see tonight.
Better than it was yesterday.
But Paul, you were saying you're excited about this series.
I am excited about it. Look, one of the things we got tired of was it's always LeBron and it's always the Warriors, or it's always, and then LeBron goes to the West Coast, the Warriors suffer innumerable injuries, and their whole thing is, but it's still LeBron, and then it got so. And again, nothing against him as a basketball player. He's one of the greatest ever, but, I
love Tombstone, and I've watched it. I've literally watched it 100 times, but there are times where I don't want to watch it. You know what I mean?
Look, sometimes you want to watch 310 to Yuma. It's a different Western. It's the same thing, but it's different. And I like this. I like, especially for the cities of Milwaukee and Phoenix who have not gotten to experience this particular thing in a very long time, especially for Milwaukee. Phoenix... in Milwaukee, not in most of their fans' lifetime, and in Phoenix, not in about half their fans' lifetime because of 1993.
It used to drive me nuts when I would see, and this is back when Dallas had their dynasty. That drives me nuts because as a Washington fan, obviously, but they were amazing. We covered the hell out of them, still do. But it always bothered me when I heard, well, this isn't good for the NFL, or you hear that crap about the Big 12's not as good.
We need the Knicks to be good. We need the Yankees to be good.
It's championships. If you earn that right, and Phoenix had to deal with injuries with Chris Paul along the way, and they got here.
Well, if he wins a title without doing this whole super team thing, then, he's already a Hall of Famer, but Chris Paul will go to like an elevated status as a result of not doing it the way that everybody else has done it.
And maybe it'll make people draft better.
Yeah, maybe,
absolutely, yeah.
So that is tonight.
So you have two superstars, Paul and Giannis, who are trying to win their first ring,
and who are both hurt,
and both of them are kind of.
We don't know if Giannis will even play tonight.
Okay.
That is what it is. But that is all getting underway tonight, as I made mention of. Also, 1 week from tonight, it will be the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, and MLB All-Star Game is not something that I'm super excited about, but hey, there are going to be some Rangers that are involved, which is going to be cool, and definitely a couple more than I actually expected to be involved. But how about the fact that Shohei Ohtani is the first player ever to be named an All-Star as both a regular fielder as well as a pitcher? He is the double trouble. He is the double All-Star, and he is the first to ever do that. What do you guys think?
I think it's great.
I love it.
I had a question about that, though, didn't I?
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to, you have a good point about how do you work the lineup or whatever.
If he's taken out as a hitter, DH or what, and then he hasn't pitched.
Well, they'll do the same thing that the Angels do when he pitches every night.
He is going to hit and pitch in the game. They've already said that.
I know, but let's say as a position player, he's in the lineup for 5 innings, and maybe he doesn't leave because he's such a new star and it'd be good for baseball. But someone takes his place in the 6th inning, and he's on the bench for an inning. Can he come back in and pitch?
No, they'll have to do it beforehand because that's what the Angels do this every night. Okay. So I'm sure every night. Every time he pitches. So they've navigated it.
Yeah, and Joe Madden said that they'll even talk to baseball to try to see how they could potentially tweak the rules to see if they can figure out a way to do it, which I think makes sense. It's an exhibition game, and this is the first time ever, so
it doesn't count for home field advantage anymore.
Yeah,
it's a true exhibition game.
Yeah,
the only reason it ever counted for home field advantage is because they wrecked the whole we ran out of pitchers thing so bad they felt they had to
cost the Rangers the World Series.
Yeah. Well, a sad story. I'll end on a brighter note, but the hockey passing this past weekend, man, if you're around fireworks, be careful. A 24-year-old NHL player, Matisse Kivlienieks, passed away this past weekend. He's a member of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was a goaltender, 24 years old, died of chest trauma after being struck by a fireworks mortar blast while celebrating at a Michigan home. And they've got the 911 call, and they apparently had arrived less than 5 minutes after the call, but while it only looked like he had a minor injury, there was just, I guess, too much internal damage as a result of that. And always hear at least one sad story around July 4th. There was who blew his fingers off a few years ago,
Jason
Pierre-Paul, yeah. But, lucky for him, he survived. So that was just a sad story. Be careful of fireworks out there, people. And one more note, Pro Football Focus came out with their top 50 players for college football this year. And Raleigh Tejada is number 46 out of 50 on the Pro Football Focus College Football Top 50 for this upcoming season. So I had him actually on my all Big 12 team, and then I overthought it, and I ended up putting Christian Morgan in there as a safety, but I actually had Raleigh as a corner, first team all Big 12, and I changed it because I'm stupid, but this vindicates me a little bit.
I'm not surprised that Raleigh is on there. I'm a little surprised that Terrell Bernard is not, given his production when he's been in.
I agree. And I also saw some comments over the weekend about NLI, and I saw one Texas fan who's like just your typical D-bag Texas fan, and he's like, I wouldn't want to go, if you're a stud linebacker or wide receiver, why would you go to Baylor? They don't have anybody. I'm like, Terrell Bernard, like he totally blanked on Terrell Bernard. So, I think Terrell Bernard's going to definitely open up some eyes, and then maybe they just forgot about him because they only played half of a year, but that was good for Raleigh Tejada, a guy who does not get a lot of attention, actually got a little bit of attention as a top 50 player, number 46 entering the Big 12 next year, and those are a few things that are off the radar.
Appreciate that, and I took a couple of them off your list. Sorry about that from earlier today. I have a note, baseball note, then a break. Paul Fernando Tatis Jr., pretty good?
He's a badass.
68 games. He has 27 home runs this season. Name the only player age 22 or younger with at least that many home runs in a 68-game span.
Babe Ruth.
No, but same team.
Lou Gehrig.
No, but same
Maris.
franchise.
Mantle.
No.
Maris. No, he wasn't that young.
No.
DiMaggio.
Yes.
Oh, I should have gone to Italian first.
1937, he had 27 home runs in 68 and 68 games. 1937.
By the way, congratulations to Italy. Won on PKs today.
Fernando Tatis is a freaking stud, man. He is.
And he's a pretty good defensive player that gets overlooked because he's a power hitter.
He's fantastic.
He's an amazing baseball player.
I love
he really is.
Yeah, I wish mediocre players from my favorite team would have kids that are way better than them.
Hey, I know we got to go, but honest to God, if baseball doesn't take advantage of having Tatis and Acuna and some of these cats they've got right now, like, you know, it's one thing, I understand if it was lily white guys and you're not going to really pull in a lot of eyeballs, but we're talking about the Asian market, the African-American market, the Latin American market. Like, they've got it all right now, and they need to somehow take advantage, and instead they're talking about the freaking baseballs that are being used and the substances, and it's just like, man, it would be so baseball to miss the opportunity to have these guys kind of trumpet in the new era and get people excited, because they are exciting to watch. And
TJ's got so many more I need to read, but TJ, I find it hilarious the Angels have two of the best players in baseball, and they are still terrible in Mike Trout and Ohtani.
They got three if you count both of Ohtani's.
When we come back, it's David